Welcome back to the Tempo Storm Wild Hearthstone Meta Snapshot. Today we're exploring a meta that might be settling, as a few refinements have caused control-focused archetypes to reappear after the aggro apocalypse in the prior snapshot. Tier 1 sees the triumphant return of Miracle Rogue to the top of this snapshot, which has followed a familiar pattern for recently nerfed archetypes. After Sinister Graveyard and Necrolord Draka were hit by the nerf hammer, people turned away from Miracle Rogue, and it wasn't possible to get a true sense of what was left in the archetype. That was a big mistake. It turns out that, in spite of these nerfs, Miracle Rogue is still incredibly strong. So strong, in fact, that two competing versions seem equally positioned to do well. The first is more traditional, with the cadence players know all too well. The second, however, incorporates new concoction cards to enable ridiculous turns. No matter which direction you go, you're looking at the best deck right now in Wild Hearthstone. After Miracle Rogue, Tier 1 and Tier 2 are a give and take between aggro and control. Even Shaman, Secret Mage, Beast Hunter, and Pirate Rogue are all still strong ladder choices right now. Pick these decks if you want a straightforward climb with strong matchup spreads. Joining them is an old friend, Even Warlock, which has stormed up the snapshot on the strength of its tall minions and ample disruption. Gul'dan and Gen Greymane are uniquely positioned here, as Even Warlock is also very strong into other aggressive archetypes around it, especially all the other aggro in tiers 1 and 2. As for control, old friends like Freeze Shaman, Reno Priest, Reno Warlock, and even Pain Warlock are back on the menu. Each has gone through significant refinement over the last few weeks, combining new cards with existing strengths. The biggest development in each of these archetypes, of course, was the colossal nerf to Prince Renathal. While it took several weeks for players to give up on him, it appears that most successful players have turned away from the Prince. The exception might just be Pain Warlock, which can still put the card's health to use given how quickly the deck is designed to draw cards. Tier 3 remains the graveyard for combo in Wild Hearthstone, and that doesn't look likely to change anytime soon. Pillager Rogue, deep in Tier 3, is our highest rated combo archetype at the moment. By the numbers, we roughly estimate that Pillager is the format's 13th best deck among ones that are more frequently played. While this is more of a general estimate, it's meant to show just how unplayable combo has become in Wild Hearthstone. The utter glut of easy-to-pilot aggro and straightforward and cheap disruption has effectively driven combo into the shadows. The big question in Tier 3 is Unholy Even Death Knight. It's a mouthful to say and only so-so to play, but that's mostly because it's a polarizing experience. The archetype feasts on aggro, is eaten alive by control, and might just be the best of a host of mediocre options for Hearthstone's newest class. Try it at your own risk. That being said, some players swear by this archetype, so there might be something there. Only time will tell. Tier 4 is barely worth discussing, except Druid, which has fallen off of a cliff. The class's singular control mill Druid can only barely manage into the white-hot aggro that's dominating this format, but that might just be because people aren't truly giving it a fair shake. Perhaps in time, Druid will return. For now, steer clear. Will this all be the case in the next Tempo Storm Wild Hearthstone Meta Snapshot? Stand by, because things change quickly and often out here in the wild.